Can you hear me? Got that mic right there. Let me know if it sounds like it's coming from the phone or if it sounds like it's coming from that. I don't know. Welcome to Carline Conversations. I don't know if I did this up and down or side to side or not, but welcome to our third episode. Yeah, third episode. I am at my son's middle school. This is what I'm normally going to do. I'm going to try to do this once a week. Probably on Wednesdays, maybe on Fridays. I don't know. We'll hop around. We'll see what we get. This is my way of doing live streams without having the big setup in the studio. I don't really have a place where I can do that necessarily, and I'm not connected that way. Thank you for being on. The chat is open, so make sure that you chime in, say that you're here. I'd love to see what you're saying and what you're carrying. What are you carrying this week? It is National Knife Week, and we're going to be looking at, I've got four knives to look at here today, as well as a little kit. You interested in seeing a little kit? Hit that like button too. If you're on the stream, hit that like button. Gets more visibility, gets more people in here to watch. But I'll just talk to a few of you. It can be 4 of you. It doesn't have to be 40. It doesn't have to be 400. It doesn't have to be 4,000. But I'm loving to talk with you anyway. So what are you carrying this week? It is a gorgeous day here in Middle Tennessee. It is 82 degrees. The breeze is phenomenal. It's a wonderful, wonderful day. And it is a great, great day to talk about also Civivi knives. You've probably seen this on a couple of other channels, but this is the Civivi Tacticorx. This bad big boy is pretty big. It's pretty big. And this is just one of 4 knives that we're going to be talking about this week. I don't tend to like bigger knives, but this one is very thin, as you can see. The G10 scales on it are relatively thin. They've got this cool pattern to them, as you can see. And this looks a lot like, I said in my video a couple of days ago, if you watched it, but this looks a lot like the Brazen. This has a lot of the same design cues and flourishes as the Brazen. And so, again, chime in. I'll feed off your comments on the live stream and chime in and see what we're sitting here. We're going to do top messages. We'll do all messages. Okay. I'm going to look for your messages in the live chat. Give me any questions that you like. This one's pretty big, so if I put my hand around it, I got pretty decent sized hands. It comes out either side. It's over 8 inches long unfolded. So stem to stern here, it's over 8 inches. This is a big, big boy. And if you like big knives, if you like beefy ones, this is a really good one. Here's the thing though, this one maxes out MSRP at $80. $80 for this one for Nitro V steel. You got Nitro V steel on there. You've got really good jimping on the top, a thumb stud, an index flipper right here, so you can flip that way, or you can flip via the thumb stud that way. Real nice. And I mean, Civivi has just earned a reputation of really good ceramic ball bearings, of course, really good action on their knives. You've got kind of a satin finish on the hardware, on the pocket clip, and then you've got a satin finish, a shiny satin finish a little bit on that blade. And this is what you would consider, I don't know if I'd consider this a drop point. You consider that a drop point or a Bowie style? It's not a Bowie style, it's a drop point for sure, right? For sure, right? 82 degrees, Castle Knight, good to see you there, bud. Castle Knight, 82 degrees here in Little Rock as well. Yeah, it's very nice. It's kind of this, it's this false fall. We're getting the false fall right now here in the South, as we tend to do. And the next week it'll be back into the 90s. Anybody headed to any kind of knife shows or any kind of pawn shops or flea markets or festivals or anything as well? Yeah, I think you're looking at a drop point. That's absolutely probably a drop point. I will be sharing next though a Bowie style blade that I want to show you that is just amazing. It is amazing. But I wanted to talk about the Civivi right here. So are you going to any knife show? I'm going to go to a knife show this Friday and maybe even Saturday if it's big enough. Turned out this little knife show, they're only in their second year of doing it, but it's in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee, about 30 minutes away from me here in Middle Tennessee. And I think it's called the Southern Middle Tennessee Knife Show. It's at a Baptist church. It is, I did not have high expectations at all when I went last year, and got there and was very, very nicely surprised at some of the quality of the vendors, the quality of the knives that were there. Absolutely outstanding. But I wanted to talk firstly about the Tacticorx, and it's got that's a weird name, right? That's a weird name. The Tacticorx. I mean, it sounds cool, but at the same time, I do not understand where they come up with these names. But this is an 8-inch unfolded blade, shredded G10 on this one. They've got other styles as well, but it's got this interesting pattern right here. You've got even like 3 grip things right here, kind of give you a little bit of grip on the side, good jimping. And this retails for about 80 bucks, but again, they run sales all the time, and you should check them out. And I'm not getting any money for that. They just sent this to me, and I'm really, really happy because I have a really good relationship with Civivi, and I am just thrilled to death when anybody thinks to send me anything. And so, very cool. Civivi Tacticorx here, very large, very slicey, Nitro V, really good, really like it. All right, what is next? Comment down below. I'm gonna text my wife here. Comment down below and tell me what you are. Hold on, I can't do 2 things at the same time. Okay, comment down below on what you are carrying this week. Did you see the hullabaloo, or the, what would you call it? The reaction of this D2 Benchmade bug out look-alike knockoff that Walmart is selling? Did you see that? Walmart is selling this Ozark Trail D2 blade steel, orange handled. I mean, it is a blatant copy of a Benchmade bug out, but it looks pretty sweet. It looks pretty sweet. Yours truly has ordered one already. I have ordered one, and turns out they did not have them in the store here. They were sold out, but for D2 blade steel, can you guess how much it is? This is the big deal, by the way. If it was $30, it's like, forget that. Like, I'm gonna go get a Civivi, mini Praxis for that, or I'm gonna go get a mini Pyrite from CJRB for not much more than that, and probably have a little bit better blade steel, and know that the blade steel is probably treated very well. But it's a Walmart Ozark Trail brand, and yeah, it's 10 bucks, $9.97 to be exact. I know, because I ordered one this afternoon, and I'm gonna go pick it up tomorrow at the store. And so I'm really looking forward to doing some of that. Yeah, there was a couple. Max Level EDC, he's the one that really kind of turned me on to that one. And then of course there was a lot of other stuff. And yeah, John, you should absolutely go by your Walmart and check it out. It is going to be in a blister pack, you know what I mean? Like one of those little hangy tab packs. So you might have to turn that little turnstile around on like the knife section. But that's what I understand is how it's packaged. It's not going to be inside the, it's not even considered one of them that they're going to sell inside the case that you've got to get the guy to come get for you. So I'm like, man, $9.97, D2 blade steel, according to a couple of people. Now, I don't know if it's the QA is consistent on these knives or not. But according to some people that have already streamed with these knives, there was one dude that like cut cardboard or something with it for like 4 or 5 straight hours. It's bananas or whatever. He live streamed the whole thing, and it did not break. It did not wear out. It did not lose its edge all that well. I'm just really interested in seeing this. So they're saying that the D2, the thing about, okay, let me back up a little bit. The thing about D2 is a fine blade steel if it is heat treated correctly. That goes for a lot of steels, but D2 tends to be, from what I understand, D2 tends to be very temperamental when it comes to whether or not you heat treat it correctly. And if it's heat treated correctly, it could be as good as some higher end blade steels, not your Magna Cuts and Nitro Vs and stuff. But I'm talking like it could get in the range of, you know, CPM 14V, 20V, any of that kind of stuff. It could get in kind of that range of like durability and sharp edge retention. So yeah, really interesting on that. Terry's Knives and Man Stuff. Terry's Knives and Man Stuff. How are you doing there, buddy? You are amazing. I've been watching your stuff since you had like 25 subscribers, man. Really digging it very much. He says he has one of those, and he actually have a video out on it. So everybody, don't leave my live stream, but go to Terry's Knives and Man Stuff, which I love the title of your channel, dude. I just love it. Terry's Knives and Man Stuff. Check out his channel. He does some stuff basically daily, and he's I think you're local, either here in Tennessee or North Carolina, something around that. Maybe even Georgia. Maybe it's in North Georgia or whatever. But yeah, Terry, really appreciate your channel. Been following you ever since you had about 20 or 25 subscribers, buddy. It's good to see you doing all that stuff. Love your stuff. Yeah, so he says he has one. He actually enjoys it very much. As it turns out, these boys at Walmart and these boys at these bargain brands, they're starting to catch on. They know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. So yeah, Terry, thank you so much. Mike, hi, how you doing? Terry, you're South Georgia. Very nice to meet you. Mike Peace, good to see you again. Good to see you again. Well, speaking of stunning and speaking of what I absolutely have come to absolutely love this knife, and this is the bronze, I keep wanting to say bronze, but it's not bronze. This is the copper Bowie CJRB Pyrite. Now you'll notice the Pyrite, usually, I don't have my regular Pyrite with me here, but you'll notice the Pyrite usually has that wicked kind of reverse Tanto style blade. This has a Bowie style blade, and you can see this is a copper finish on this bad boy, and copper accents, copper pivot, copper button lock. It is a button lock right now. Hey, Mike, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you, buddy. Good to see you. But this is made by CJRB, and this is just a very, very cool knife. And again, not too expensive on this. I got this at Blade Show for like $45. It just really stood out to me. This is not painted on either. This is not a sheen. This is not plated or painted on. This is AR RPM 9 steel. Now, AR RPM 9 steel, not to get too blade steel nerdy on you, is a proprietary steel that CJRB and Artisan Cutlery, who is, I believe Artisan Cutlery is the parent brand of CJRB. So yeah, they make this, and they have kind of their own blend of steel or whatever, and it's very, very good stuff on there. And so this has a black handle, but that black and brown copper color on there. I know you can't see it really well with the live stream here, but it's just amazing. The thumb stud is the only way that you can deploy this, right? Or you can just take it obviously with your other hand. But look at that Bowie style blade, and I love the indentation here on the top of the blade. It's a really nice thin indentation, very minimal on the blade itself. You got little CJRB right there. Best part, it's a button lock. Best part. Love this blade. Just let you see the hardware, the pocket clip right there, and very cool. I'm assuming that the handles right here are just aluminum. I would love to see a textured version of that, kind of as a variant. Really, really, really like this blade. I say really way too much. Way too much. But anyway, that's the CJRB Pyrite Bowie Copper variant. Very, very good. Okay, let's move on. I got two more knives for you, and then maybe something special if I've got time. 2:15. I've always got to be off by about 2:35 or 2:40, so these live streams aren't going to be super long or anything. One knife that I have talked about on several occasions and have really started to enjoy is this one right here. This is the CDC Chicago, and you've got an index flipper right here. let me just show you the knife right here. You've got a nice titanium blend here with, let me see what kind of steel is on this one right here. The steel on this is S35VN right there. Normally, and I think I've said this in a couple of videos, but normally when I'm looking at a blade shape, I'm never gonna pick something like this. I'm always gonna go for maybe something more angled and something more straight, kind of like that. Or, like I'm gonna talk about the Ocaso here, something really just minimalistic like that. This I wouldn't go for, but you know what? This has been really fun to carry. This is on crispydonutcommunity.com, and this is just amazing to say. Now, I don't know where you're saying that you're going to be, where you're going to be at 8, Mike, but more power to you there, buddy. More power to you. I've got some, I know this is pocket trash. I've got some stuff, some little bead they gave me, but CDC let me see this, and they let me hold on to this. It's got G10 on one side. You got that donut pattern on one side, and then you've got the titanium on the other. And the best part, and you know I'm such a sucker for it, milled pocket clip. A milled pocket clip. Now, what does a milled pocket clip mean? Well, a milled pocket clip, let me show you the difference here. So right here on the CJRB, this is not a milled pocket clip. This is what's considered like it's just a bent pocket clip. You've got a piece of metal that's just bent over on itself, right? That's fine. But, and again, these are just, most of the time, they're just fine. But hey, Terry, thank you so much for tuning in, man. We're gonna be here a few more minutes. Appreciate you being on here. But anyway, milled pocket clip is, this is milled out of one piece of aluminum, right? Or one piece of, probably steel in this case. And it's got a lot of rigidity to it. It's not better per se, but it's almost like one of those luxuries once tried. Like when you use one, when you have a milled pocket clip going in and out of your pocket so many times, and I just love the mechanical looking profile of that knife right there. Again, I'm talking about the CDC Chicago. We'll go ahead and open it up, and I'll show you the little bit of branding right there. I don't know, what would you call that? What would you call that style blade? What would you call that style blade? Mike, I will be 43 years old this fall. Don't know why you're asking how old I am, but I'll be 43 years old. Hope you're not trying to get my info or nothing. But anyway, you've got a interesting blade style. What would you call that? Kind of a drop point? I don't know, spear point? Maybe it's a spear point. You never know. But yeah, so really interesting on that. And of course, you've got a frame lock on this. And I mean, that brushed titanium on one side, and then you've got the G10 scales on the other. Now these, the G10, the donut pattern for Crispy Donut Community, that's going away. They're having to change that. And so for lots of different reasons that I won't get into, but they're changing it to something that I think, in my opinion, looks even better. So make sure you check out crispydonutcommunity.com. They've got a lot of good stuff. They actually just came out with a flashlight. So that's really cool. I have liked the Chicago a lot more than I thought I would. A lot more than I thought I would. And so this is a very good knife. You've got aggressive jimping on the top right here, both on the back and the front. The liners are really cool. I like the way that it comes out here. If you can see it a little bit, it comes out and gives you a little lanyard hole right there. You've still got your thumb stud if you want it, but it's just incredibly smooth. And the smoothness, one last thing on this knife, I really like it. One last thing on this knife, you see the way that the frame lock is kind of contoured there? Well, it doesn't eat into your thumb when you're doing it over and over again. It doesn't like eat into your thumb when you're trying to press that, lock back. It doesn't do that. It's really comfortable. It's really comfortable actually. And also this knife is nice and slicey. S35VN steel on it. It's very nice, very slicey, very sharp, and it has retained a very good edge even though I've used it quite a bit. The CDC Chicago, go check them out. Crispy Donut Community. Now this last one is an expensive one, and I've kind of previewed it for a little bit there before. But this last one is the Ocaso. The Ocaso Solstice. and you have seen this around. This is what you would consider a gentleman's knife. And all of these knives are pretty good daily use knives, pretty good hard use knives. You can put them through some punishment. This is not going to be one that you want to do that with. I'm sure that it's durable, but at the same time, this is the variation. This is the regular drop point blade, as you can see. Very long, very thin. In fact, I know this is the Civivi Tacticorx that we talked about before. This is one of those that is 8.08 inches from stem to stern. This one is nearly that long, probably about 7 inches or so. It's probably missing an inch there or so. And you've got, I mean, I can't really say a whole lot more about this knife. It's just incredibly amazing. The action is amazing. The Solstice is good. S35VN steel on these. And so anytime you're talking about S35VN, look at the profile on that. When you close it, it's just exquisite, and it's an exquisite gentleman's knife. I have one gripe with this knife, and that the pocket clip tends to be a little stiff. But that's nothing, right? That's nothing. So pocket clip tends to be a tad stiff, but other than that, it is just absolutely wonderful. Castle Knight, thank you so much. I'm actually getting my boy from school right now. I'm sitting in here in the car, so you have a great day as well, sir. Thank you so much for being on the stream. Love the Ocasos, and again, these aren't cheap. I love, and I think I'm getting into a trend right now where I want to feature more economic options on my channel. There's plenty of channels that will cover the $200 knives like this. There's plenty of channels that might even want to cover the $80 to $90 knives that you find there, but I want to be kind of the economic option. I don't want to be the cheap option, even though I did just get through talking about that Ozark Trail one that I've ordered that's like $10 with D2 steel. We talked about that earlier. But I really want to be cognizant on the channel of what people are going through right now. A little bit of a bigger topic, not necessarily a knife topic, but I see a lot of people struggling financially, and it's starting to hurt it's starting to hurt my family as well. And stuff just costs way too much these days. This is not a political statement or anything, but it's just kind of gotten out of hand, completely gotten out of hand. And so for people to be saying, hey, you need to go buy this $200 knife, or you need to go buy this $300, $400, $500 knife, and you're getting all this FOMO and all this other stuff, man. I don't know. I don't know that in good conscience that I can say, hey, you need to buy this knife. I think I'm just gonna, if knife makers are, if I'm so fortunate and blessed that a knife maker wants to give me a $200 knife, which Ocaso did. Ocaso is amazing, and Rick Valdez, the CEO of Ocaso, is amazing. And so I'm just saying, I really want to do some more economic options there. Barbarian Brawny, hope I'm saying that correctly, just got a new Zon, and the Ozark Trail has my attention. Zon, tell me about that. I don't know. I think I've heard of them, but I don't think I know what they make at all, and I don't think I know what kind of price point they have. So what is a Zon? Are they budget, or are they one of those, are they budget or bougie is what you kind of classify it as these days. If you're talking bougie brands, you're talking, getting up there in the $150, $250, $300 range. Chris Reeve. So yeah, that is definitely a bougie brand right there. So Chris Reeve Umazon, that tells you right there how out of touch I am with some of the higher end knives. $550 on that. Let me tell you a little story, and then I gotta go because my boy will be coming out here at school here in just a moment. Let me tell you a little story. I went to Blade Show, my first Blade Show, and I thought, this is 2023. I went to Blade Show Atlanta, and right when you walk in, Chris Reeves Knives is right there. It's just right there. And so I walk in, And this is the first day of Blade Show. It's crazy crowded. It's overwhelming. It's like, if you've never been kind of there, I considered my Grail knife to be a Chris Reeve Sebenza. I said, I'm gonna get a Chris Reeve Sebenza. I've got the money to do it. I had the cash money in my hand. I wasn't even gonna try to credit card it. And then I chickened out because there was just so many. I said, I could get 5, maybe even 7 incredible knives for what I would pay for one Chris Reeve. They wanted, I think Barbarian, I think it was $550 or $600 that they wanted for that. And so, yeah, it's Grail. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, that's what she said. I love my CRKT and Kershaw's. But yeah, you're right. If that, and again, if that is your Grail, if that's your thing, that's great. But I'm increasingly hearing like, well, just paying that much. This is what I'm hearing. Paying that much for a knife is completely ridiculous these days. So many people are struggling. So many people can't pay their bills. Why would you go out and spend money on a $500-something knife that you're maybe never really going to use? That being said, though, Barbarian, you clearly have your priorities in order. And so kudos to you for absolutely going out there and getting your Grail knife, having the courage to spend that much money to get your Grail knife that you wanted. So kudos to you. I applaud your courage there. That's amazing. But I don't think I can do that. And again, it's not for everybody, and it certainly wasn't for me. But I think I talked myself, even holding the Chris Reeve right there, I think I talked myself out of buying that right there. I just couldn't do it. I don't know if I could do it. It's kind of like going to the car lot and seeing the $15,000 truck and then seeing the $55,000 truck, and it's just oof, I don't know. Redacted, how you doing, man? Really in love with lever lock knives right now. I don't know why, but Italian lever locks are so beautiful. I have my eye set on one of those normal version, swing guard versions. The Italian knives are coming up, aren't they? There's a lot. I feel like there's quite a few people that are talking about Italian-made knives right now. And so tell me a little bit about lever locks right there. John, how you doing? John's Life. Last knife I wanted so bad was $90. And that hurt for a pay period. Yeah, I'm telling you, it is not, these things are not cheap. When I buy, okay, so I bought an Ocaso. This is one that they sent me, but I bought an Ocaso and it still, with a discount, cost me $210. I'll go ahead and tell you, that's like 2 months of what I make here on YouTube. If you think YouTubers all have it made and we're making tons of money and we're getting tons of stuff given to us and stuff like that, no, not a chance. Yeah, your Taylor Martins are making bank and all that kind of stuff, but at the same time, man, this is what these kind of blades, $200 blades, yeah, I understand how $90 can hurt. I understand. I saved up, I'm going to that knife show here in southern Middle Tennessee here on Friday. And I saved up $160, just putting $10, $20 aside here and there, saved up $160, $180 just to spend there so that I wouldn't impact my finances. And so, favorite Italian knife, Giant Mouse. Did not know Giant Mouse was an Italian brand, but that's really cool. Giant Mouse has some amazing stuff. If you want to see some amazing photography on Giant Mouse, go find Rocket City EDC on Instagram. He's only on Instagram. He doesn't do YouTube, but go find Rocket City EDC. He is a friend of mine, but he takes phenomenal photos, and a lot of his have Giant Mouse knives. And in fact, he's got one Giant Mouse knife that he features mostly in there. Civivi Bowie, tank, 10-inch blade. Let me get back on here. Boy, you guys are talking really good. 1/4-inch thick, stag grips with a single brass guard and butt cap. Wow. John, that seems like a working knife right there, my man. That seems like something you could beat the crap out of. My last video made me, Barbarian Bunny, my last video made me like 50 cents. YouTube doesn't pay like everyone thinks. That is correct. Was that a short or was that an actual video there, Brawny? Because shorts, I'm sorry, but I'm only using shorts to point to my longer videos. My longer videos make 10, 15, 25 times more than my shorts do. And so, yeah, I love to share shorts, and I love to bring people to the channel through shorts. In fact, I just put one up today. But at the same time, nothing makes money like these other these long form videos and stuff like that. And I've got monetization on this live video. I don't know how many this is going to get, but I think this is the most people that I've ever talked to on a live stream. So thank you guys for hanging out. Really appreciate it. Hit the like button if you can. I got to get off here in about 5 minutes. So if you got any last questions or something you want to talk about, let me know. But yeah, hit that like button if you can. It doesn't cost you anything. It really brings people to the channel. It cheats the algorithm into thinking that I'm more popular than I am. So I really appreciate that. And we just passed 15,000 subscribers on the channel. And so really looking forward to doing some more quality videos for you. I'm a full-time minister in a church. And so if there's anything ever that you want to talk about religion-wise, spiritual life-wise, any of that kind of stuff, feel free to direct message me on that. I'm not going to get in the comments and talk about it. I'm not going to do that kind of stuff. I'm not going to argue about stuff like that. But I would love to talk to you about it if that's something that you would like to talk to. Brawny, let's see. No, John says, I was whittling on a dried chunk of chair. It's still shaving sharp. Wow. Wow. If you can whittle with it, it's pretty sharp. Pretty good. Follow Christopher. Christopher Gask is his name. Yeah, he's Rocket City EDC. You should go check him out. It's probably a short of the shorts. Make more money than my long form. It's sad. Yeah. Some people got really, really big with just shorts. I know that Everyday Minimalist, his channel went through the roof. He went from like 25 or 50,000 subscribers to over 300,000 just by doing shorts. And he did them a lot. He did them probably maybe even twice a day for a while there. And so, yeah, it's pretty amazing. But yeah, thank you guys for being on here. Thank you guys for tuning in. And if you've got any questions about any kind of knives, if you've got anything that you want me to, try to talk about, I think we'll leave this little kit to next week. So that's a little preview. This is a little Manhattan Portage little pouch, and I've got just a couple of little tools in there. So we'll talk about that next week. That's stuff that usually isn't for the video. Make sure to like, make sure to subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Thank you guys so much, so much for all of your things and all this other stuff. All of your likes. Thank you for all of your comments here. John, Barbarian, you guys are staying with me. Thank you to Alexi, welcome as well. Solovev, a Leatherman with a window breaker. That's what you're using. Yeah, thank y'all so very much for being on here. And again, go have a great day. I know it's a very nice, gorgeous day here in the South, here in the United States. And you guys take it easy. Hope to see you on the live stream next week, and be sure to like and subscribe. Thank y'all so very much.